Hello and welcome to What's the Big Idea, the only Instagram game show that makes you go, haha, what? Oh, so excited for this week's show. Of course, as always, Eric Cunningham is on assignment in Kuala Lumpur, so I am hosting instead. I'm Chandler Dean. I'm one of the writers for What's the Big Idea. Very excited for this week's show. This week's show is going to be a topical one. It just so happens, actually, that just 3 weeks ago I was hosting What's the Big Idea with Abby Gavendon, who's from Texas, and I made the show about snow because, of course, it was snowing in New York. Little did I know just how wild things would get in my home state of Texas as this winter storm hit. And so this time we're going to be doing a very topical show about the climate situation in Texas, and I have a very special guest. He is a speechwriter for Conservation International, my old friend Raul Quintana, and so I am going to add him right now. If this works, we'll be joining momentarily, and we're very excited to have him. Hey!
Hey,
We're live with Raul. How you doing, man?
doing all right. All right, how are you doing?
Doing great. This is, I believe, the first time we've seen each other's faces in quite some time. I believe the last time we saw each other's faces might have been at an undisclosed location in Las Vegas. So
I
uh,
or not
great
think,
to see you.
but it's good to see your face. It's like the one
Yes.
member from that hell's.
I know. I will also say, both of us, your beard is extremely impressive. My beard is very accidental. So.
So the key thing is it looks impressive as long as we stay at like this specific angle. The moment I like move at all, you start to see the patches on the sides.
But see, that's the benefit of COVID times, is that the vast majority of people are only going to be seeing you through a webcam, so you can have full control over
It's,
the beard angle.
yeah, it works. It really all the physical imperfections really lets the
Yes.
imperfections shine through.
Yeah, as long as like just maybe 5 to 10% of our physical appearance is, on the up and up, then we can hold out until the vaccine gets. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and throw up our slide here. So, this is What's the Big Idea? And we're going to be asking 5 questions all about various aspects of our topic for this week. And our topic for this week is indeed the Texas Climate Shit Show. Raul, you're from San Antonio, right? Is everything okay in your neck of the woods? You have family there?
Yeah, so my parents are still there. They're doing okay. They're they lost power for a brief moment, but otherwise done as well as they could be. My best friend is Antonio, and they have everything back, but they're still trying to get water. So, close call, but doing.
Yeah, that seems to be like the general trend, is that a lot of people have gotten power back, but the water infrastructure is still a little nuts. So that's basically what's happened with my parents. They lost power for a few days, and then like they have water, but like they've had to wait to turn it on because they're extremely concerned that their pipes will explode if they do turn it on. So yeah, but I think everything is also okay on their end too. So that's good to hear. The first question is related to San Antonio here. San Antonio hit 13 degrees last Sunday. That was the coldest citywide temperature since what year? 1899, 1989, or 1998?
I'm gonna go with 99, just 'cause it's a bad one. That's, or at least that's the year that everyone was, oh my God, this was the worst since 1989. We didn't
Let's see what the answer is. Indeed, it's 1989. You get bragging rights and millions of hypothetical dollars that are tied up in the Texas budget. So very exciting. Yes, that was a real. I think that was true across the state. A lot of record low temperatures. One of the most notable images here. Here is the Alamo with snow in front of it. Seems like the best way to encapsulate what was happening in San Antonio. So then question number 2 here. I believe this is number 2. Oh no, I'm skipping around. Here, let's
Oh
do,
man,
here we go. Number 2. So true or false? As of Saturday, 69,000 people in Texas were still without electricity.
ooh, I'll go with true. Although the chance might have been higher.
It's possible, but let's see. You were right. It is true. I think you're right to assume that, well, if it's not true, surely it must be worse than what we were anticipating. But yes, this 69,000 is not nice. It is the number of people in Texas who are still without electricity. It is ridiculous that it's happening. Although, yeah, I am kind of surprised, honestly, that things are not worse. It's also just been interesting to see, like, Texas public officials starting to call for, like, very reluctantly call for regulation, or saying, like, someone's got to do something about this. Maybe, I guess it should be the government. I don't know. Like, it's really, especially like Greg Abbott in particular, is just pretty snaky. And he's actually the subject of our next question, which I threw up here a second ago. Fill in the blank. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said that the statewide outages showed how blank would be a deadly deal for the United States. Is it a continued reliance on an independent grid system, the Green New Deal, or re-electing Ted Cruz?
Oh, this question. It is the Green New Deal, and it made me want to, just throw my computer out. We'll get that.
Indeed, there's no doubt about it. He did say the Green New Deal, even though the other two options are objectively correct. Those two are deadly deals, but the Green New Deal indeed is the one. Okay, so this next question is real or fake? So we've presenting a big idea here for it's usually some kind of company or some kind of like invention. So the question is this a real big idea or did we make it up? Gritty is a free market conservative's dream. It charges $10 a month to its subscribers, who can then pay wholesale prices for electricity instead of a fixed rate. Generally, this means paying less than the average consumer. But if, say, a major storm hits and the base rate per kilowatt hour increases, you're shit out of luck and could be stuck paying thousands of dollars a month. Is this a real company, or is it a messed up idea that we made up?
Oh my God, this basically sounds like it's a Texas electrical grid, but with like a subscription model from a tech startup.
Basically, yes.
Oh my God, that sounds just awful enough to be real.
And let's see. It is real.
Ah.
My God. And yes, here is the detail here. This one guy ended up owing $16,000 because basically what happened was I think that the state jacked up prices from like 2 cents a kilowatt hour to like $9 a kilowatt hour. And for most people, it's like the energy company is the one taking that hit and your bill stays the same because it's a fixed rate. But Texas, being one of the only states that is so deregulated that companies like this can exist, this company Gritty is like, listen, you'll pay what we pay no matter what it is. And so there are tons of people, tons of their subscribers were stuck with thousands of dollars of bills. And there's another thing where like Ted Cruz, it's the hot dog meme where Ted Cruz is like, we better find who's responsible for deregulation like this. So yeah, it's messed up.
I saw a reference the other day where like I think you should leave is just the ultimate sort of like reference point for literally anything that happens to us now. And it's
Yes.
the only way I can like react to events is just find the relevant like sketch.
Yes, I think that the one I haven't been able to apply yet is the Jim Davis house sketch where the lady has all the Garfield paraphernalia. But every other sketch, I think it's because like that show just says, all right, let's imagine the stupidest possible conclusion from this setup. And we just happen to live in the stupidest possible world. So again and again, it's relevant.
But it's the stupidest possible world, and it's also like the idea of people just doubling down.
Yes.
Which is like the only reaction like in politics today, apparently.
And like companies as I'm sure you know, companies hate admitting that they're wrong, and they always think it's better to just claim that they've always been doing something good, but now they're doing something even better. It's well, we don't need to talk too much more about that. In any case,
Okay.
here now is our conclusion question. This is your big idea. And so this is subjective no matter what. You've gotten, I believe, every question right. So this is just putting icing on the cake here. This is subjective. You'll be right no matter what you say. If you could wave a magic wand and instantly implement one policy on climate action, what would it be?
So well, let's see if I do get this right, because that'd be embarrassing. This is where um so so I really hope that this is a magic wand that gives me all sorts of powers. Because there's two things that we really need to do like instantly. The first is we need to electrify everything, and the second is we need to switch over all electricity to renewable sources. Um, I would between the two, I think electrifying everything is the big one, just because that's what gets all of the carbon emissions from like, vehicles and planes and everything. The problem is that's really tough, and apparently there are lots of people much smarter than me doing all this stuff about it that are trying to solve how to make it work. And let's say the magic wand handles it.
So, assuming that we do have the magic wand in the back pocket, do you think that like if we electrified everything, is there a practical difference between like going back and changing existing infrastructure, or just saying fuck it, we have to make a bunch of new stuff to create this world, destroy what's already out there, and like replace it with like something electric?
Yeah, that's a good question that one of the people much smarter than me can get. I
That's
mean,
where the magic wand comes in, I guess.
yeah, it is. So not to go a little bit into like the nerdy world of conservation for
That's
us,
what we're here for.
but thinking about like the environmental impact of this stuff, right? So there basically we're going to need to build out tons of renewable infrastructure. So solar and wind being the big ones. And one of the things that you got to make sure that it's not like a talking point. But you hear stuff about like the potential environmental impacts of that, and how much we're going to have to like extract minerals and build out this stuff on federal lands and everything else. And I mean, the fact of the matter, even if we do all that, it is still far less like harmful to the environment than extract and fossil fuel extraction and natural gas development and all that. So even though there are basically a huge infrastructure push and a bunch of environmental costs that come with that, it's still much better term than what we already have.
See, you may claim that you're not smart enough to answer that question, but I'm not smart enough to know if you're bullshitting. So I believe that makes everyone a winner here. And Raul, you are our winner. Got all 5 questions correct. Put it on your mantle. Add it to your list of bragging rights. You've won What's the Big Idea? Thank you so much. I guess before we go, I don't know, parting words, anything you want to plug, or just anything you want to say before we close.
Oh man, I started like a SoundCloud rap account. I wasted and got nothing. No plug. I think a lot of if you people have been on Twitter, they've seen the like call for mutual aid groups in Texas. I think that's the only plug right now. Other than that, I think there's a lot of stuff we need to do around voting rights, tracking gerrymandering, and getting our politics more representative so that people in charge will actually respond to voter concerns and like prevent these sort of situations. So, let's do what we can.
A plug for democracy.
Plug for democracy.
Thank you, Raul. It's been great having you, and glad to hear that everything's going all right with the family. And let's see each other again, in non-game show form, sometime soon. I'd love to catch up.
Sure, or in game show form. I like the stakes.
Yeah, man. Listen, we could just start a game show, and we'll just invite each other to game shows every 6 months. That sounds like a plan.
Perfect. Game shows. I like it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, later.